This is a popular little loop hike out of the White Spar Campground. You'll notice right here it says White Spar Campground. Well, just outside of the campground is a parking lot, a dirt parking lot that anyone can park at. There's no fee there. And the Schoolhouse Gulch Trail, number 67, cuts off from there. And also Trail 396, which goes all the way out to Goldwater Lake, cuts out there too. So we're going to make a loop out of this, just a short loop. Excellent day hike, and a little bit of elevation gain, but not too tough. Kind of a shaded hike, so if you're looking for a little bit of shade, this is a good one. So we park here at the White Spar Campground. We're going to hike out the Schoolhouse Gulch Trail for about 3/4 of a mile. Then it's like the first major trail that cuts off to the left. Trail 81 comes up over the hill and back down the other side to meet up with 396. Well, once you're on top of the hill, right about here, this doesn't show on the map, but it's a real short cutover trail, which you'll see in the video, cutting back over to 396, and then just a very pretty hike, winding your way back down to the parking lot. Now, the White Spar Campground is just down White Spar Road, which actually is 89, coming out of Prescott. See if I can go up here a little bit and show you where that is. So here's Prescott, here's Montezuma. We come down 89 and a little bit further down. So coming down 89, you'll see the sign, White Spar Campground. Just pull in there to the parking lot. Excellent little hike, very popular hike here. You're going to do a couple of miles all together, and not too tough, very enjoyable. This is the road going into the White Spar Campground, and this is the parking lot right here for hikers. You don't have to be staying at the campground to park here. Pretty good sized parking lot with a lot of spaces. On a really busy day, you can also park across the street on the other side of White Spar Road. So this is the trailhead, and there are several nice hiking trails that leave from this parking lot. This is Trail 67, Schoolhouse Gulch Trail, that we're going to go out. And you notice here, this says the Schoolhouse Gulch Trail, number 67, Goldwater Lake via 396 is 3 7/8, so almost 4 miles out to Goldwater Lake, and the Senator Highway over there on 396. And then up to the Banning Creek Trail 81 is 3/4 of a mile. So that's where we're going to go. We're going to go out 67 up to the 81, up over the hill on 81, and then come back on 396. Very nice loop hike. And then the bottom one here says Senator Highway via the Circle Trail, 5 miles. So you could do a nice 10-mile out and back hike that way. We're just a few yards up the trail, and this is the point where 396 cuts off to the left. As you can see, there's the parking lot right there, so we haven't come very far. And then 396 cuts off right here. This sign, if we can see it, Goldwater Lake Trail 396, and then on the bottom, Schoolhouse Gulch Trail 67. That's the one we're going to start out on. As you can see, this is a very pleasant hike here in the tall pines. This is actually more like a dirt road than a footpath. In fact, they allow motorcycles and quads out here on this trail. Here's a beautiful old oak tree, about a half mile down the trail. Just has a lot of character to it. you can see a lot of burls there. And actually some of them look like faces. And I used some of these in my book, Kaylee's Adventures in the Pine Forest, as some of the creatures that she met, these creatures that live in trees. Anyhow, just has a lot of character to it. Of course, it's fall now and the leaves are gone, so you get to see the trunk and the branches better. Here's kind of an interesting thing. These ponderosa pine, many times they will split in two, but it's pretty rare that you see them split into three like this. You don't see that very often. Usually they're nice and straight and tall. Sometimes they split in two, but pretty rarely do they split into three. We're at about 3/4 of a mile now, and here is where Trail 81 cuts off, goes up over the hill, and joins up with 396. That's the trail we're going to take. We could continue on here on 67 all the way out to the Schoolhouse Gulch Road, which cuts off of Senator Highway right around mile marker number 4. That's a nice hike out and back. In fact, you can make a loop hike out of these. There's a cutover trail out there. Anyhow, today we're going to head up the hill here on 81. And you can see here on Trail 81, it's designated for hikers and horseback riders and mountain bikes. But this section of trail, they don't allow motorized vehicles on it. They do on 67, but not on this trail or 396. We're about halfway up the hill on 81, but as you can see, this is not steep. It's pretty gradual, an easy climb. That's where we're going, and back down this way. Here come another couple hikers. That's where we came from. As we get up here on the top of the hill, it opens up a little bit, as you can see. Very nice, and you can look around quite a bit. Here's where we came. That's the hill. So we're about a half a mile from where we got on to 81. A little ways further, and we're going to take a cutover trail over to 396. And then we'll take 396 back. We're on the top of the hill now, and it's just gorgeous here. It's just lovely. It's nice and cool. Here's another interesting thing. I like to look at the trees. And so here's an alligator juniper and a ponderosa pine side by side. You can see how different their bark is and how they grow. As the trunk gets bigger in diameter, the bark has to do something to keep up with the growth. And so you notice what they're each doing, a little something different here. Here's where 81 cuts off to the right and drops down into the valley. It'll join up with 396 down in the valley by the creek down there. But we're going to take this other little trail to the left, just a short cutover trail that'll take us up to 396. Okay, we're up on top now, and here's where 81 meets up with 396. So we're going to go to the left here, and 396 a little bit more over the hill, and then drop down back to the parking lot. Okay, we're right at the top of the hill, and off to the side of the trail, somebody built a little monument to the 19 firefighters that were killed. And also you have a nice view looking around. Mount Francis over there with the antennas. And let me go over to this little opening. You'll see Thumb Butte west of us, and then a little further north, I think if we get out here a ways you can see it, you'll see Granite Mountain. Yeah, Granite Mountain is like right up behind those trees. So get a nice panoramic view from up here. Now we're starting back downhill on 396. This will take us back to the parking lot, past the campground. But you can see this is just a lovely area. This is one of my favorite parts of the whole trail. We're going down through Tall pines, nice gradual trail, real easy hiking, and excellent day for a hike today. Here's the intersection of another trail, 374, coming up from the valley. And if you were to take 396 out this way and drop down into the valley, at the bottom you could go left and down the creek down there, and you could take this trail 374 back up to here. And there's another one too that takes you on a lower hike back down to the campground. So there's a lot of nice loop hikes. So you can see this sign says Goldwater Lake Trail 396, and at the bottom, Goldwater Lake is 3 miles from here. And then this one, Hidden Valley Trail 374, Apple Blossom Trail 373. At the bottom of this little trail is an old orchard. So I'm sure that's where the Apple Blossom name comes from. We're almost back down to the campground now, and you can see here's some evidence of some mining activity. Hopefully I don't have too much glare on here. There we go. But there were some diggings going on in here. And up higher on the trail, there are a couple other areas where there's some diggings too. But looking down, you can probably even see some campers down through there. We're almost down to the campground now. And here's where 396 comes back out to meet the Schoolhouse Gulch Trail. Right here. And just a little ways up here is the parking lot again. So we've completed the loop.
All my life I've been a traveling man. Yes, all my life I've been a traveling man. Now I'm staying alone and doing the best I can. Well, I shipped my trunk down to Tennessee. I shipped my trunk down to Tennessee. Well, now it's hard to tell about a man like me.